So we have learned get mapping and post mapping. Let's look at the put, delete and patch. Put will be used to update the object, but most of the scenarios, post will be used for both these scenarios, to create an object and to update it. That's up to the developer. Now delete is for the deleting the resource, and patch is for updating some part of the resource object. For example, in case user details, I would like to update the last name alone. In that case, we'll be using patch. Yes, we can use the post as well by setting all the properties, but patch will be setting only for one or a few properties of the object. What is the best case for the patch mapping? The patch mapping is for the updating the order status for an instance. If an order has come and the order has been successfully placed, then I would like to update the order. The order would be having a lot of property. Instead of setting all the properties and use the post or the put methods, we can use patch and send the order ID and the required status to update it. So let's implement put, delete and patch as well. And all the cases, for the put we can use the request body, and for the delete and patch we can use request parameters and path parameters. So let's copy the same, and here I'm using put. So let's import the put, and here I'm using user ID. So user ID. Now let's capture the user ID as a path variable. So let's create path variable, and I'm saying log, and we don't need to generate the user ID here because we're capturing as part of the user ID. So let's say user ID. It's just for the demonstration purpose. Ideally, the user ID also will be part of the user details. For the demonstration purpose, I'm capturing user ID and we're setting it here. And let's write the delete also. So typically, delete method or delete API will not have the body with it. So for now, I'm just capturing as a string, and along with that, we need to send the status also. So I'm sending response entity of string, and here I would like to capture user ID as part of the path variable. So path variable log user ID, and here I am returning response entity dot. We are going to create the status, and the status is accepted. So I'm saying it has been accepted, and the body I'm saying it is deleted user ID. And we need to annotate with delete mapping, and the path is /user and user ID. Let's implement the patch also. Patch will be having similar logic, and here either we can get the entire body or we can get some portion of the body. So in this case, I'm using the same user details, and let's update it as a patch mapping. And in the patch mapping, I would like to update everything as expected. So I'm removing all other logic. Here I'm saying updated. So even for the put, it's for the update. So let's say different one, which is accepted one. So let's save all the code changes and wait for the server to reload the changes. Server has reloaded. Now let's run the test cases. So this is going to be put. When I send the put, as part of the put mapping, we need the user ID also. So let's say I'm saying user ID as 1001, and I'm sending the data. So whatever the user ID that has been sent, it's been set, and the request body has been captured and it has been updated accordingly. Now let's look at the patch. As part of the patch, we are sending all the data to the user. So let's update here also as a user ID, and capture the same and set the user dot set user ID. Save it and wait for server to reload. Server has been reloaded. Now in case of the patch, I'm sending the same request with the user ID and some values here. In this case, I'm taking out the first name. So when I send the request, I'll be getting the user ID, username and all this, and the status is accepted. So that's what we have set it here. And let's check the delete also. In case of the delete, we don't have the request body. So say none and send it. We will get deleted user ID, and it says accepted. So far we have learned how to create, get, post, put, delete and patch mappings for a REST API or REST endpoint. So while implementing the simple RESTful API, we have looked at the get, post, put, delete and patch. Along with that, we have looked at the request parameters, how we need to capture request parameters and path variables and the response and request body as well. And the request body is used for post, put and patch methods. And for the query parameters and path parameters can be used for all the methods.